You've probably heard it 1,000 times. As you age, muscle loss is inevitable. Doctors, friends, even TV commercials remind us that once you hit 60, it's all downhill from there. That your joints will stiffen, that your strength will fade, that walking, gardening, or even lifting a grandchild will one day feel like a burden. But what if that wasn't entirely true? What if your muscles aren't gone for good, but simply asleep? New research is finally revealing what many seniors have suspected deep down. The body isn't failing you, it's starving. Starving of key nutrients that support muscle rebuilding and joint lubrication. And the real shock? These nutrients aren't locked inside fancy supplements or expensive injections. They're hiding right in your fruit bowl. A 2022 study from the Journal of Gerontology followed adults over 60 and found that those who ate specific types of fruits, yes, fruits, saw significant improvements in grip strength, walking speed, and joint flexibility in just 12 weeks. Still skeptical? Let me tell you about Margaret, 72, a retired school teacher from Ohio. Last year, she was barely able to open her pickle jars. She had trouble standing from the couch. She feared the stairs. But within months of adjusting her daily fruit intake, Margaret isn't just walking farther, she's dancing again. And not in her imagination, on an actual hardwood floor every Tuesday night, salsa class. So today we're going to uncover 6 powerful fruits that can help reactivate your muscle memory, reduce pain, and give your joints a second life. And trust me, number 1 might just change everything.
Now, to be clear, this video is not personal medical advice. These insights are for education only. Always speak with your doctor before making dietary or lifestyle changes. But what we're sharing today comes directly from clinical studies, nutrition science, and real experiences from patients over 60 who have taken their strength back, one bite at a time. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments, what's one physical activity you miss doing easily, like walking long distances, playing with your grandkids, or even just kneeling in the garden? We're reading and replying to every message. Your story could help someone else start their healing journey too. So, don't hold back. Let's start with number 6, and this one's surprisingly sweet.
6. Blueberries, the tiny titans of tissue repair. You might think of them as just breakfast topping, but these small blue gems pack a powerful punch. Blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, a type of plant pigment known to fight inflammation. But their secret power? They actually stimulate satellite cells. Those are your body's hidden muscle repair agents. When you were young, these cells were always active. Scrape a knee, lift something heavy, they kicked in, rebuilt the damage, and made you stronger. But as we age, they become sluggish, unless they're nudged back to life. A 2019 clinical trial in nutrients showed that seniors who consumed a daily cup of blueberries had a 15% improvement in lower body strength after just 6 weeks, without changing their exercise routines. Let me tell you about George, 68, who used to dread standing up from the toilet. After 2 months of adding frozen wild blueberries to his morning smoothie, he not only regained strength in his thighs, he said he finally felt steady again. He called them his tiny blue trainers. How to use. Best dose, 1 cup per day, fresh or frozen. Best time, mornings or after walking or exercise. Warning: if you're on blood thinners, talk to your doctor. They can interact slightly with anticoagulants. 5. Oranges, the collagen factory for joints. Oranges are famous for vitamin C.
But what most people don't realize is that vitamin C is the spark plug of collagen. Collagen is the flexible glue that keeps your joints smooth and pain-free. Without enough, your knees grind, your hips click, and you feel stiff after every nap. What's worse, collagen production drops 1% every year after age 40. But when seniors start eating oranges regularly, the body starts firing up its collagen engine again, especially in joint tissues like the knees and the spine. In a 2021 study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging, older adults who increased their vitamin C intake by 150% showed reduced joint stiffness, especially in the mornings. Take Linda, 74, who used to avoid walking her dog because of sharp ankle pain. Now, she's out there every morning with a leash in one hand and a peeled orange in the other. How to use. Best dose is 1 large orange or 2 small mandarins daily. Best time is mid-morning. Vitamin C also helps absorb other nutrients. Tip: pair it with almonds for a joint-healing snack that also supports muscle.
4. Bananas, the muscle whisperers. Muscle cramps, night spasms, that stiff-legged, locked-up feeling. Sound familiar? Bananas are rich in potassium and magnesium, minerals that act like muscle whisperers, calming twitches, reducing cramps, and supporting nerve-muscle communication. But that's not all. Bananas also help maintain glycogen stores, your muscle's natural energy reserve. Think of glycogen like fuel in your muscle tank. Without it, your legs feel like jelly, or worse, just refuse to move. A fascinating 2020 study in Frontiers in Nutrition followed 83 older adults and found that banana eaters reported 20% fewer muscle cramps and maintained leg strength longer during fatigue tests. Let me introduce you to Evelyn, a 65-year-old widow who began walking again after adding 1 banana a day to her lunch. She says she doesn't just feel stronger, she sleeps better. No more waking up in pain with frozen feet, she wrote in her journal. How to use. Best dose, 1 medium banana daily. Best time, afternoon. It keeps blood sugar steady till dinner. Caution: if you have kidney disease or are on potassium-restricting meds, consult your doctor. 3. Pineapple, the enzyme that eats away inflammation. At first glance, pineapple might just look like a sweet, tropical treat. But inside, it holds something far more powerful: bromelain, a natural enzyme that breaks down inflammation like scissors through tape. Chronic inflammation is one of the main enemies of your joints and muscles as you age. It silently erodes your cartilage, stiffens your tendons, and weakens your grip. And sadly, many over 60 adults walk around with high inflammation every single day without even realizing it. That's where bromelain steps in. According to a 2021 meta-analysis published in Biomedicine and Pharmacotherapy, bromelain from pineapple was found to be as effective as NSAID painkillers in reducing joint pain and swelling without the stomach damage or bleeding risks. Let me tell you about Robert, 70, a retired postal worker with chronic shoulder pain from years of lifting bags. He had tried everything: ointments, pills, cortisone shots, but nothing worked until his daughter suggested pineapple. Within 3 weeks of adding a daily serving of fresh pineapple to his diet, Robert reported noticeable relief in his shoulder and neck. Now, he swears by his pineapple anti-inflammatory ritual: 2 slices every morning right after breakfast. How to use.
Best dose, about a half cup fresh pineapple per day. Best time, with breakfast or post-workout. Note, avoid canned varieties in syrup. Go fresh or frozen to preserve the enzymes. 2. Tart cherries, the recovery fruit for tired legs. This one often surprises people. Tart cherries, especially in concentrated juice form, are a gold mine for muscle recovery and nighttime pain relief. Why? Tart cherries are high in anthocyanins and melatonin, a unique combo that does two things. Reduces muscle soreness and joint swelling after physical activity, and improves sleep quality, which is crucial for muscle rebuilding. A 2019 clinical trial from the European Journal of Sports Science showed that older adults who drank tart cherry juice after moderate walking sessions reported less muscle soreness and slept deeper and longer than the placebo group. And there's a story I'll never forget. Joan, 66, who had restless leg syndrome for years, said her legs would twitch, cramp, and keep her up until 2 a.m. most nights. Her doctor recommended a magnesium supplement, but the results were limited. Then she read a wellness article about tart cherry juice. Within a week of drinking half a cup at bedtime, Joan said her legs finally quieted down. Within a month, she was falling asleep by 10 p.m. and waking up without that heavy, achy feeling in her calves. How to use? Best dose, half a cup tart cherry juice or 1 tablespoon concentrate. Best time, 1 hour before bed. Caution: check for added sugars. Go for unsweetened, pure concentrate when possible.
Avocado, the muscle rebuilder in disguise. Wait, is avocado even a fruit? Yes, and not just any fruit. Avocado is a functional superfruit, rich in potassium, magnesium, healthy fats, vitamin E, and folate. It's one of the few foods on Earth that supports both muscle growth and joint repair. Most people think muscle recovery is all about protein, but without anti-inflammatory fats, your joints stay irritated. Without magnesium, your muscles stay locked up. Without B vitamins, your cells can't regenerate. Avocado brings all of these together in one creamy, delicious package. But here's where it gets really impressive. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging in 2023 tracked 200 seniors who added just half an avocado to their meals per day. After 90 days, researchers noted improvements in leg press strength, balance and posture, knee flexibility, and even cognitive alertness. Why? Because avocados don't just feed your muscles, they lower cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissue. They support synovial fluid in joints, which keeps your knees and shoulders moving smoothly. And they stabilize blood sugar, preventing those midday crashes that make you feel weak or unmotivated. Now, let me tell you about Alan. Alan is 75, former engineer. He was active most of his life, but after a fall and hip surgery at 72, he lost confidence in his balance. He feared walking alone. He avoided stairs. He began spiraling, both physically and mentally. Then, during a nutrition consult, he was told to cut back on fried snacks and processed meats and instead add 1 avocado to his lunch daily. He did, and within weeks he started to notice less stiffness when standing up, a new sense of fluidity in his joints, and surprisingly, better focus during his crossword puzzles. 3 months in, Alan's physical therapist reported measurable gains in balance, and Alan himself reported something even better. I feel like I can trust my body again. How to use. Best dose is half to 1 avocado per day. Best time is lunch or dinner. It pairs well with protein. Tip: mash it on whole grain toast, blend into smoothies, or cube into salads. Note: if you're watching calories, Adjust other fats in your meals to make room for this one.
So now we'd love to hear from you. Which one of these fruits are you most excited to try? Have you experienced muscle loss or joint stiffness in recent years? And did anything help? Share your story in the comments. We read every message, and your journey might inspire someone else to take that first hopeful step. And if this video helped you feel even a little more hopeful about aging with strength, please share it with a friend, a spouse, or a loved one who might need it right now. Stay strong, stay kind to your body, and remember, it's never too late to rebuild.